You, woman in the red gele, your name is Chiamaka. You came here because your husband has not slept at home for 3 nights. Check his second phone. The truth is inside.
No!
Power, power, power!
The woman screamed. She fell to the ground and the whole crowd roared. Hey, my people. When something looks like magic, everybody wants to believe it. But wait until you hear the rest of the story. Evangelist Ebele sat in the front row that night, smiling with tears in her eyes. Soft. 5 years before, this same ministry could not fill 50 plastic chairs. Now, people were standing outside begging to enter. Then, Brother Kachi turned, slowly. His eyes landed on a teenage girl standing at the back. "You," he said, "your mother buried something under your bed when you were small." The girl began to shake, and Ebele's smile, it disappeared, because those exact words belonged to a secret only 3 people in the whole world knew, and 2 of them were already dead. The church went silent. Ebele stood up slowly, her heart beating like a talking drum. Brother Kachi smiled at her. "Mommy Ebele," he said softly into the microphone, "should I continue?" And for the first time in many, many years, the woman who built that whole ministry could not speak. Haha, let me take you back to where this story really began. 6 years before that night. Before the crowd, before the fame, before the lie entered like a blessing, Evangelist Ebele Nwosu founded a small fellowship called Mercy Ground Prayer House in Osusu, Aba. It was not even a proper church. It was a rented warehouse behind a mechanic workshop. Whenever heavy rain fell, water would enter from the left side, and the ushers had to shift the chairs with their 2 hands. The microphone was tired, the speakers were tired. Even the signboard outside had faded so much that Mercy Ground now looked like Messi G. But Ebele never gave up. Every morning, by 5 a.m., she knelt on that cold cement floor and prayed. "Lord," she would whisper, "I don't want fame. I only want people to know you." Her older sister, Mama Ogu, always came to help arrange chairs. One Sunday, as they cleaned the floor, Mama Ogu looked around and sighed. "Ebele, this place is too empty." Ebele smiled weakly. "Even if it is one soul, God sees." God sees, yes, but landlord also sees rent. NEPA also sees bill. Even the chair you are sitting on is tired of sitting. Ebele laughed, but the laugh carried pain. For 12 years, this woman labored. She preached with everything in her. She visited the sick. She paid school fees when she could barely feed herself. She counseled broken homes, but the fellowship never grew past 60 members. Meanwhile, other ministries nearby were exploding. One bought land near Umuahia Road. Another had LED screens, live streaming, security men with earpieces. Sometimes, after service, Ebele would sit alone and ask God, "Am I too quiet? Am I too ordinary? Why are people not coming?" Then, one rainy Thursday evening, Brother Kachi walked in. He was not loud. He did not dress rich. Simple trousers, blue shirt, bathroom slippers. His Bible was old, torn at the edges. He stood at the back through the whole Bible study, listening, just listening. After service, he approached Ebele. "Good evening, ma." "Good evening, my son. First time?" "Yes, ma. I just moved from Owerri to Aba. I was looking for a place where the word is still preached." Ebele's face brightened. "You are welcome. This is a family." He smiled. "That is what I felt the moment I entered." From that day, this boy became serious. He swept the floor, he arranged chairs, he carried cables for the media boy. He sat quietly during prayers, head bowed like a true son of God. People liked him. He is humble, one usher said. He has good spirit, another replied. Even Mama Ugo, the one who trusted nobody, admitted, that boy is calm, but I will still watch him. Then came the first strange thing. It was a Friday vigil. Rain was beating the roof, the generator was coughing outside, and Ebele was leading prayers when Kachi suddenly began to cry. Kachi, are you okay? He raised his head slowly. Mommy, forgive me. I don't like speaking when I am not asked. But there is a woman here. Her name is Ijeoma. She has been hiding a hospital result inside her cooking pot. The hall froze. A woman screamed, "My God!" Mommy, don't be afraid, Kachi said gently. The lump is not cancer. Go back to the hospital on Monday. They will correct the mistake. Ijeoma fell to her knees and wept. Nobody, not even her husband, had known. That Monday, she came back shouting, praising God up and down. The first result truly was wrong. Hey, my people. By the next Friday, more people came, and Kachi spoke again. There is a man here called Obina. You lost money in your POS business. The thief is not far. Check the boy who sleeps in your shop. The money is in a black nylon behind the ceiling board. Obina ran out before service even ended. The next morning, he came back holding the nylon in his hand, shouting. Everything he said was true. The fellowship exploded with noise. From that moment, Mercy Ground changed completely. People started coming with notebooks, medical files, business proposals, wedding pictures, land documents. At first, Ebele tried to be careful. My people, she warned, do not chase signs, chase God. But every time she warned them, another shocking revelation would come. A trader found her missing gold chain. A woman discovered the person poisoning her soup. A mother found her runaway daughter in Port Harcourt because Kachi mentioned the exact street. Within 3 months, attendance jumped from 60 to 400. By the end of the year, they moved from that leaking warehouse to a bigger hall on Fox Road. Everybody began calling him Brother Kachi the Vessel. And Kachi, he always acted humble. Please don't praise me, he would say. It is God that sees. Ebele loved his humility. She believed God had finally remembered her. But Mama Ugo was not comfortable. One evening, counting offerings, she leaned close. My sister, this boy is too accurate. Is accuracy now a sin? Asked Ebele. No, but even rain does not fall only on one roof. Every secret he mentions is too detailed. Hospital result, bank matter, phone password, family quarrel, haba. Ugo, be careful. Don't fight what you don't understand, Ebele said. I am not fighting, Mama Ugo said. I am smelling something. Ebele ignored her. The ministry kept growing. Soon, Kachi had a special counseling day. People booked appointments just to hear what God was saying through him. Some paid a seed of direction before even entering his office. Ebele did not like that phrase at first, but the money helped the ministry. New chairs, new sound system, debts paid off, a new worship center rising from the ground. She told herself, this is for God. If people are being helped, what is wrong? But slowly, the fellowship changed. Before, people came early for Bible teaching. Now they waited outside until Kachi arrived. Before, they prayed with tears. Now they whispered, I hope Brother Kachi will call my case today. Before, they carried Bible. Now they carried files. One Sunday, Ebele was preaching about forgiveness when a man raised his hand. "Mommy, please, will Brother Kachi minister today?" That question pierced her heart. She smiled to hide the pain. Yes, after the word. After service, a young lady named Ifeoma came to her office. "Mommy, please, I want to marry someone." Ebele smiled. "That is good. Have you prayed?" "Yes, ma, but I need Brother Kachi to confirm." Ebele's face changed. "You came to me, but you need him?" Ifeoma became uncomfortable. "Mommy, please, no vex. You know he sees deep things." That night, Ebele could not sleep. She remembered when people came to her for prayer, counseling, and Bible guidance. Now they only wanted one man's voice. Still, she told herself the same lie many leaders tell themselves when success begins to taste sweet. At least they are coming to church. But trouble was already growing under the carpet. Brother Kachi told Ifeoma not to marry the schoolteacher she loved. He said, "That man is carrying delay. I see you with a businessman, tall, fair, drives black Lexus." 2 weeks later, a businessman fitting that description came to the church. His name was Toby. He gave big offerings, greeted Ebele respectfully, and treated Ifeoma like a queen. Kachi smiled. "Did I not tell you?" Ifeoma ended her relationship with the teacher and married Toby within 6 months. After the wedding, Toby changed. He drank. He beat her. He collected her salary. He had another family in Imo State. When Ifeoma ran back to the church crying, Kachi told her, "Marriage is warfare. Endure." Ebele felt disturbed, but Kachi had already become too important to question openly. Another case involved a mechanic named Chinedu. He wanted to expand his workshop into an auto parts import business. Everything was ready. His cousin in Dubai had connected him to suppliers, but Kachi told him, "Don't travel. I see accident. Stay in Aba and serve in the ministry." Chinedu obeyed. 3 months later, the cousin gave the opportunity to someone else. That person became rich from the same business. Chinedu began to look like a man whose future had been stolen in daylight. Yet, people still trusted Kachi because many of his revelations were true. And that was the trap. Not every truth leads to God. Some truths are bait. 5 years passed. Mercy Ground Prayer House became Mercy Arena International. The new building could take 10,000 people. Ebele's face was on billboards. Kachi's face was beside hers, sometimes even bigger. His Friday program, Night of Hidden Answers, became the most attended service. People came from Lagos, Enugu, Abuja, and even Ghana. Kachi no longer wore simple clothes. He had designers, escorts, and a private office upstairs. Ebele noticed, but by then she was afraid to lose what they had built. One afternoon, Mama Ogo entered Ebele's office without knocking.
Ebele, we need to talk.
Hugo, not today.
It must be today. That boy is dangerous.
You have been saying this for 5 years. Where is your proof?
I followed him yesterday.
You did what?
I followed him. He went to a private hospital at night, not to pray, to collect envelope. It was a hospital receipt with Dr. Boma's name on it.
Maybe he went for medical checkup.
At 11:40 p.m., with 2 men waiting in a tinted car.
Before Ebele could reply, her phone rang. It was Kachi. "Mommy, please, can I see you?" His voice was calm, too calm. When he entered the office, he greeted Mama Ogo first. "Mama, good afternoon." Mama Ogo stared at him. "Kachi, where were you last night?" He smiled. "Praying with Dr. Boma." The smile disappeared for half a second, then returned. Mama, sometimes God sends us to hospitals too. Ebele watched his face closely. For the first time, she saw something she had ignored for years. Control. Not humility. Control.
Mommy, I feel in my spirit that some people close to you are becoming agents of confusion.
Hey, you see, I have become prophecy now.
If you allow wrong voices around you, this ministry will scatter.
The threat was wrapped like a revelation. Ebele said nothing. The next Sunday, Kachi climbed the stage during service and made an announcement without asking her. There are people fighting the grace in this house, but every betrayer will be exposed. The crowd shouted, Amen! Mama Ugu stood from her seat and walked out. Ebele's heart broke, but she remained seated. That evening, she went to Mama Ugo's house. Her sister refused to open the door at first. Go back to your prophet, Mama Ugo shouted from inside. Ebele cried, Sister, please. The door opened slowly. Mama Ugo's eyes were red.
Ebele, I love you. That is why I am shouting. This thing will disgrace you if you don't wake up. I don't know what to do. Then go back to where you started. Pray, not as a general overseer. Pray as Ebele.
That night, Ebele entered the old warehouse they had used before. The place was empty and dusty. She knelt on the floor and wept until her voice broke. God, if I have missed it, show me mercy. At exactly 2:13 a.m., her phone vibrated. A message entered from an unknown number. Mommy, please help me. But Kachi is not what people think. I have proof, but if I talk, they will kill me. Ebele stared at the screen. Her fingers trembled. Who is this? The reply came. Chinonso. I repair phones in Ariaria. I was part of it. Before Ebele could type again, another message entered. Don't call me. They are watching. Meet me tomorrow behind line 7 by 6 a.m. Come alone. Ebele's breath stopped. The next morning, she wore a scarf and entered Ariaria Market before sunrise. Chinonso was a thin young man with tired eyes. He looked around every few seconds. Mommy, I don't have time, he said. What is going on? He gave her a flash drive. Kachi does not see anything. He buys information. Ebele felt cold.
Hospital workers, bank staff, phone repair boys, hotel receptionists, even some ushers in your church. We gather people's secrets, names, phone numbers, medical records, marriage issues, debts.
No, it can't be.
Mommy, I swear. He helped me when my mother was sick. Later, he forced me to unlock phones and copy chats. If I refused, he said he would tell police I was stealing customers' phones.
Ebele held the flash drive like it was fire. Why are you telling me now? Because a girl is going to die. Ebele's eyes widened. What girl? Her name is Somto. She's 16. Kachi wants to use her story this Sunday. He knows something about her childhood. He said once he reveals it, you will never question him again. Ebele's heart slammed against her chest. Her childhood? Chinonso nodded. He said this secret will silence you. Before Ebele could ask more, a black SUV stopped at the entrance of the lane. Chinonso panicked. Mommy, go! 2 men came down. Chinonso ran. Ebele's shop was burnt that evening. No one saw who did it. On Sunday, the church was packed beyond control. Ebele wanted to stop Kachi from ministering, but he arrived with confidence, smiling as if he already knew her fear. During worship, he walked to her and whispered, Mommy, I hope you are not listening to Market Boyzo. Ebele turned slowly. Kachi smiled. Some people carry flash drives, but not all flash drives carry truth. Her blood ran cold. He knew. The service began. Ebele preached, but her voice shook. Kachi stood behind her, calm and patient, like a hunter waiting for an animal to step into the open. Then the moment came. He collected the microphone. "Can I speak as I hear?" The crowd shouted, "Speak, sir!" Ebele stood up. "Kachi, today we will not." The crowd murmured. Kachi looked hurt. "Mommy, are you stopping God?" The hall became tensed. Then Auntie Nkiru walked in. She was a retired principal who had mentored Ebele when the ministry was still small. She had been away in Jos for years. Nobody expected her. She walked straight to the front with Mama Ugo beside her. Ebele nearly collapsed with relief. Auntie Nkiru collected a second microphone. "Kachi, before you speak, let us ask you small question." Kachi smiled. "Mama, this is service, not interrogation." Auntie Nkiru nodded. "Good. Then answer like a man of God. Who is Dr. Boma?" The crowd became quiet. Kachi chuckled. "I know many doctors." Auntie Nkiru raised a brown envelope. "This one owns a hospital where people's records have been disappearing." Kachi's face tightened. Ebele watched him. Auntie Nkiru continued. "And who is Chinoso, the phone repairer whose shop burned yesterday?" The crowd gasped. Kachi lifted his hand. "This is manipulation. The devil is fighting disgrace." Auntie Nkiru turned to the media team. "Play the video." The screen came on. There was Chinonso, recorded secretly before his shop burned. His voice shook as he explained everything. The hospital records, copied phone chats, bank alerts, fake counseling forms, planted ushers, bribed clerks, hotel workers, and private investigators. The church went dead silent. Then another clip played. Kachi was seen in Dr. Boma's office collecting a brown envelope. Dr. Boma's voice could be heard. "This one is for the woman with the kidney issue. Her name, test result, everything is inside." Kachi's voice replied, "Good, I will call it by prophecy on Friday." People screamed. Some stood up, some began to cry. Kachi dropped the microphone. But then came the real twist. Auntie Nkiru faced Ebele. "My daughter, there is more." Ebele's knees weakened. "What more?" Auntie Nkiru pointed at the teenage girl at the back. "Bring Somto." The girl came forward trembling. Auntie Nkiru looked at Ebele with tears in her eyes. "This girl is your daughter's child." Ebele froze. The hall erupted. Ebele whispered, "My daughter died 17 years ago." Auntie Nkiru nodded. "She gave birth before she died. Your late husband hid it from you because he said the shame would destroy your ministry. The baby was sent away. Kachi found the hospital file through Dr. Boma. He planned to reveal it today, not to heal you, but to own you forever." Ebele looked at Somto. The girl's eyes were full of fear. "Grandma?" Somto whispered. Ebele broke down. She ran to the girl and held her tightly. The crowd cried with them.
Kachi tried to leave, but security blocked him. For the first time, his smooth voice cracked. "Mommy, I helped you build this place. Without me, nobody would know you." Ebele rose slowly, holding Somto's hand. "No, Kachi. God showed mercy to this ministry before you came. You only came when I became desperate enough to confuse the crowd with calling." Kachi shouted, "People came because of me." Ebele replied, "Then let the people who came for you follow you. But this altar will no longer be fed with lies." Police entered through the side door. Dr. Boma had already been arrested that morning. Chinonson, who everyone thought had disappeared, was alive and under protection. The burnt shop had been a warning, but it had not silenced him. As Kachi was led away, he looked back and smiled one last time. "You think they will stay without signs? Watch them leave." And he was right. For weeks, the church scattered. People who loved drama left first. Those who wanted secrets left next. Those who were ashamed of being deceived also disappeared. Mercy Arena became half empty. The big building echoed during worship. The offering dropped. The cameras stopped coming, but something pure returned. People came early again. They opened their Bibles again. They prayed again. Ebele stood on the altar one Sunday with no designer lights, no loud crowd, no mysterious revelations, only truth. She looked at the remaining members and said, "For years, we asked God to fill this place, but we forgot to ask Him to fill us first." Mama Ogu wiped her tears. Ifeoma came forward carrying bruises from a marriage she never should have entered. Chinedun too came, the mechanic who had missed his business chance. Ebele knelt before them. "I am sorry. I allowed a man's voice to become louder than God's word in this house." Nobody clapped, nobody shouted, but many cried. Somto moved in with Ebele. Slowly, the wound in their family began to heal. Ebele learned about the daughter she had lost and the granddaughter she never knew existed. Chinozon later testified in court. Dr. Boma lost his license. Several hospital staff, bank workers, and phone hackers were arrested. Kachi's empire of secrets collapsed. 1 year later, Mercy Arena was not as crowded as before, but it was stronger. No one was allowed to give private revelations without accountability. Counseling became transparent. People were taught to pray, think, verify, and test every word. On the final scene, Ebele stands outside the old warehouse where it all began. The paint is still peeling, the roof still leaks, but she smiles. Mama Ogu stands beside her. So, Madam Founder, do you miss the crowd? Ebele laughs softly. I miss who I was before the crowd. Mama Ogu nods. Then keep her. That woman knew God. Ebele looks at Somtu playing nearby with other children. Her eyes fill with tears, but this time they were tears of peace. She whispers, Lord, thank you for not allowing what impressed me to destroy me. The camera rises above Abasiti as morning sunlight touches the roofs, the markets, and the busy roads.
Not every voice that knows your secret was sent by God. Some people know your pain because they studied it. Some know your past because they bought it. Some know your weakness because they want to use it. But the truth of God does not enslave people, it sets them free. Miracles can attract a crowd, but only truth can build a life. Never replace wisdom with wonder, and never let any human voice become louder than the voice of God in your heart. When people become desperate for quick answers, they can mistake manipulation for revelation. True faith is not built on secrets, fear, or performance. It is built on truth, wisdom, patience, and a personal relationship with God. Before I go, my people, I want to say a big thank you to some new members of our African Night Tales family. Taritisa Wilson, Teresa Tippins, and Ninia Francis. Thank you so much for subscribing and for believing in this channel. Your support means more to me than you know, and I promise more powerful stories are coming your way. And to everyone watching, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our African Night Tales. And guess what? In my next video, I'll be shouting out more of my newest subscribers. So keep supporting, keep sharing, and who knows, your name might be next. Until then, my people, stay wise, stay blessed, and I will see you in the next story. Let us know where you're watching from and have a blessed weekend.